because he followed all the principles. We watched the whole video. I don't know if everybody's seen the rest. I was very proud of that young man. I was. And in that situation, his fight or flight was, hey, we don't know what his intention was because we don't know the level of fear that was
Free.
on him. Proud. That's what we should be. That's what we should be. We should be standing tall, right? Behind Carmelo.
Yeah. Ever felt misunderstood? Like you see the world in a way that many others are mind blind to. Like the room sees black and white, but you see the whole spectrum. Welcome to Mentality Fleet.
We don't think the same, no. Different frequency, different wave, though. Everybody follow lines, we redraw.
What's up, people? Yo, I'm back. This is Johnny Fleetwood, and this is Mentality Fleet. And I'm back with another reaction, and I have a special guest. Now, this is somebody that I respect his point of view, and we both have strong viewpoints. And I just want to invite him in so that you guys can see, you can see the inside or the inner workings of how a conversation goes, man. We go back and forth a lot. And sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. But I just wanted to introduce to you, if you don't know him, my boy, Coach Rel.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
That's good, man. Appreciate you coming on to the show, man. Mentality Fleet. So what we're about to do, we're about to discuss the Carmelo Anthony, the trial, the verdict, everything. And I'm going to play something for you guys. And we're going to listen to this, and then we're going to discuss what they said and just keep it going, just keep the discussion going. So right now, I'm just going to go ahead and hit play and let you guys listen to it, and then we're going to take it from there.
If you haven't been following the Karmelo Anthony murder trial out of Texas, you got to pull up a chair because this case is heartbreaking and needs to be explored. So rewind back to April 2025, where we are at a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas. You got two 17-year-old student athletes, Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf, and there's a sudden confrontation under one of the team's tents. Minutes later, Austin is fatally stabbed in the chest. Now, the trial is officially underway, and both sides, they are telling completely different stories. The prosecution says that Karmelo basically taunted Austin into a fight and then plunged a knife into his chest, calling it totally unprovoked and senseless. Now, the defense, they are screaming self-defense. They argue that Austin and his twin brother were way bigger than Karmelo, and that Austin actually shoved Karmelo first after telling him to get out of their school's tent. And they're saying that it was a split-second reaction born out of pure fear. Now, Karmelo, he's being tried as an adult and faces up to life in prison, but not the death penalty. You got surveillance video that was just played in court, but it didn't clearly capture the actual stabbing. So witness testimony, that's going to be extremely crucial in this case. And in the end, the jury's going to have to decide, was it a case of unprovoked first-degree murder or a tragic split-second act of self-defense?
All right. So you guys just heard what they said, and I'm going to hand the mic over to Coach Ralph first and just let him kind of expound on what he heard, give his opinion, and I'll kind of chime in as he goes. So you have the floor. You have the floor.
So, well, I mean, my opinion on the verdict and the entire situation is, and it is what it is. Austin took an action, and there was a consequence, right? My I think the confusion falls, at least from my perspective. It's not confusing for me. I guess it is confusing for me. People's reaction is confusing for me. Because we're judging Carmelo off of his reaction instead of Austin's actions, you know. Since that video has come out, we all know the trial has taken place, the verdict has been placed, and Carmelo is serving his time, right?
Mm-hmm.
His actions had a consequence. But the teaching moment for not just, our people, obviously, but for everyone here. Where is the boundary, right? We don't get to tell someone how to react to when a boundary is crossed.
Hmm.
You
I
can't
agree.
tell me how to, if I say don't touch me and you decide to touch me, you don't get to decide what I do to you.
I agree with you on that.
I don't
Definitely.
understand where the confusion is. I don't. I don't. Especially
Okay.
from, go ahead.
With me, well, let me. Were you done, or um, is it just a pause?
Well, I was pausing because I wanted to make sure that part was understood as far as where my confusion is coming from.
Hmm.
Why are we so angry at Carmelo as a society, and then as a people? Why are we so angry at Carmelo? All of these so-called blacktivists, right? The Black Power people, the Juneteenth people, the ones that's going down there with the Black Lives Matter, all of these empower black people groups. Why y'all mad at Carmelo? He did exactly what Brother Malcolm said to do. He followed it to a T. Did you see the video? Did you see how, when he was arrested? What did he say? Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. I'm not alleged. I did it. He put his hands on me. I told him not to. Be courteous, be polite. But if someone puts their hands on you, you send them to the cemetery. Is that not what Brother Malcolm said? Yes or no? The video evidence and the transcripts say yes. So miss me with all your black pride and your black power and your black empowerment and vote, because it means nothing. It means nothing if you can say that at one side of your mouth and then say Carmelo was wrong out the other side of your mouth. You either gonna be hot or you're gonna be cold. Can't be lukewarm. And it's a whole lot of lukewarm folks out here that call themselves. And I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna give you that. That's my warm up.
Hey, that was well said, man. You know, I don't think you said anything wrong from listening to what you said. You're exactly right. So I'll give you I give you a little pushback. Okay. So nobody is supposed to put their hands on you, especially when you warn them not to do it. But here's where the confusion comes in. The warning can be misconstrued as provoking, according to what the witness testimony said and what was presented in court. I have no problem. I grew up the way you said. We grew up in the same area, we went to the same school. Definitely understand what you're saying. But at this point, when you meet deadly force with a push, do you not, and I'm asking you just directly for you to respond to it, do you not think in that situation that there may have been an overreaction? I'm handing it over to you.
So the confusion is not in the actions. The confusion is in the terminology for a lot of people. There's a difference in warning someone not to do something and telling someone not to do something. It wasn't a warning. He told him not to do it. Isn't that what he said? He didn't
Mm-hmm.
say he put his hands on me. I warned him not. No. Carmelo said he put his hands on me. I told him not to.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an overreaction.
What I mean when I say overreaction, I'm saying the way he responded by law, not by how
No,
he felt, but
no,
by the law.
no, no. The law, the law in itself is flawed, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have the law that has shot and killed unarmed people, innocent people of all colors, religions, races, sexualities, all of it. It has nothing to do with with that part of it because things happen and the law itself will leave you stranded, right? You damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Uh,
So
oh,
when it comes to the law versus hey, my human right, just as a person, even if we out in a lawless society,
mm-hmm.
if I say don't touch me, don't touch me. Not a warning. That's a directive. Flat and clear. Don't get anything lost in translation. If you get it lost in translation, then that becomes your fault. Actions have consequences. I said, don't touch me. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let the law gonna be the law. Hey, I gotta do 35 years. Guess what? I told that person not to touch me. He touched me, sent him to the cemetery. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm not alleged. I did it. That's how Carmelo handled the law.
So it's not that you have an issue with what he did. I'm asking with
Mhm.
the law being in place the way that it is, do you have a problem with them finding him guilty of murder and with them sentencing him to the 35 years? Because I understand exactly what you're saying. Don't touch me. He even said it. He was crying while he said it. You can tell he didn't intend to do something like that, in my opinion. He had no plans. In general, he had no
Right,
plans on doing that. But at
right.
some point, when he told him not to touch him and he did it, he knew that he was about to do that. And there's nothing, again, this is my opinion. There's nothing wrong with how you respond to something in general, morally. But when it comes to the law, there's a lot of people saying that it was self-defense. Now, I think he was defending himself as he should have. But when you escalate self-defense to deadly force and it's not proportionate, some people don't agree with that. So are you saying that you don't care about that part or you agree with it? Meaning, I don't care what he did. He said, don't touch me, so let the chips fall where they may. Or do you think that it was unfair from the video and from the testimony and from Austin Metcalf touching him when he told him not to touch him? Do you think it's like, okay, well, it's fine. I'm cool with him doing the 35 because he did what he had to do.
And one thing that I teach my sons, and I have 4 children, 3 of them are boys, and 2 of them are about to enter into society, right?
Mhm.
When you do what you have to do, then the results will turn out in your favor. You may go through a time, right? Just because that court, that judge said, hey, 35 years. You got to believe that whatever faith you have, for me, God is in control. Beyond all the bullshit about the religions and all the other nonsense, God is in control, right?
Mm-hmm.
For Carmelo, that would be the only message I send him. God is in control. That's it. You may do 35 years. You may do tomorrow. God is in control. So he has to, and that's what I would teach the message I would teach my son. God is in control. The law is gonna do what the law does, right? There are a lot of innocent people serving long sentences, right? When we talk about proportion.
Mm-hmm.
So God is in control.
Gotcha. And the law is weird, especially when it comes to different states. You have your federal laws and your state laws. You have stand your ground laws. You have self-defense laws. You have manslaughter, murder one, etc. Even negligent homicide, criminally negligent homicide. When I look at the
Right.
video, so first I this happened last year, so there's a lot of conversation surrounding it.
Yeah, I want to talk about those conversations.
Okay, let's go.
I want to talk about those conversations. And even moderators such as yourself. I feel like you all have a responsibility, right? You all have a responsibility not to sit back, and I understand moderating from points of views, but you all, in order to change the laws, right? The very laws that have Carmelo locked up, instead of hitting the hot point on the physical part of it, stabbing, do things like what you're doing here tonight. And we are gonna get into that. I know what you want, and I'm gonna give you that. But as far as the law goes, we're gonna dive deep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I do want to discuss why getting a more prominent Benjamin Crump come down and say, hey, so we talk about the law.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about self-defense. Let's talk about all those things. And let's talk about why he got 35 years. In a way, it works out because you do have the appeals courts, right? You do have
Right.
the Supreme Court. You do have all of these different avenues, methods of appeal. But the law is going to do what the law does. Let's talk about these black activists who won't come on here, and especially they won't come on and engage me, because I'm going to call you on your nonsense. I'm going to call you on your flag waving and marching and chanting and your Juneteenth. I'm going to call you on your vote this way, vote that way, and participate in it. I'm going to call you on it. And a lot of them can't stand in a conversation because ain't no punch behind your content.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no real love behind them likes and all that. Shout out to Carlos Shavers. Me and him, I got a lot of love for that guy because he gonna stand on his right.
What you believe in.
He gonna stand on it. But there's a lot of these other ones, like the ones that just went down there to the courthouse and got arrested, and they down there protesting about the jail, very jails that Carmelo's in, very laws,
Mm-hmm.
They want participation points. I'll
You
pay
want to
for
know?
that.
You want to call anybody out?
No,
I got
I ain't
that.
gonna do that. But hey, them days are over. Look, I come in peace. I come in
Hey,
peace.
Hey, I know you, so hey, I
I
know how
come
I
in
know how you
peace.
do it,
I
but
come in peace.
I respect
I'm
that.
yeah, I'm back. I'm sitting back now. I'm coaching now. I'm trying to help from a different vantage point. I'm not the flamethrower
Hey,
anymore. But
shout out to you. I mean, not to cut you off, but shout out to you for being, for doing what you're doing with these kids and, coaching these boys and helping them and, guiding them and giving them morals, and standards and stuff like that. Because the very city and town that you're coaching in, I was there years ago and it went down. You know what I mean? Like it was down for years. You coming back, revitalizing that. And I just want to congratulate you, and man, and give you your props and give you your flowers for that because I see what you're doing, and I
man, we just
appreciate you
proud to
doing it.
be we just it ain't me. I'm proud to be a part of that board. I'm proud to be a part of what they're building over there in the city. And there's some conflict over there about the young man that got held at gunpoint. I don't know if you heard about that.
I
It's
didn't.
something yeah, something that happened last week. Um, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. We out here promote Pleasant Grove and this and that is going on, and then this story pops up, and I read it. I talked to my wife. I said, "Oh man, nah, they pulling folks over and pulling them at gunpoint and all this other stuff." And
Oh
and
man, I ain't know nothing about that.
we had just yeah. So I'm glad. I'm glad. I want the people in your people in Pleasant Grove that watch, and I want them to know that hey, we all aware. All right, we not blind, okay?
Gotcha.
And if this helps bring a little bit more light to it and add a little bit more pressure to it, then hey, we not blind over there on that football field. We are very aware. We saw it. We are paying attention. Okay, so yeah, we with the people of Pleasant Grove. But back to Carmelo and the principle of things about don't touch me. There can be no you can't. I understand. First of all, I understand. Stop and think. Right. Um. I understand that there are consequences to this and consequences to that, and I do understand the concept of overreacting and underreacting, and I understand the definition of proportion. Right. However, when you tell someone not to touch you, Brother Malcolm did not say. Think about maybe he was just a push, just pushing back. Right. Or and he just kind of touched the shoulder. He said, if he puts his hands on you, send him to the cemetery.
Yeah,
Amen.
yeah, and to piggyback off of that again, I do agree with everything you said, especially about, hey man, we were taught by our parents. I mean, not even Malcolm, but we was taught by our parents. Hey, somebody touch you, try to if they bigger than you, pick some up and try to knock their head off. I'm not even mad at the response in general, but the problem is I've had in conversations before. Everybody has to suffer the consequence of their actions. I feel like Austin had no reason. He had no reason to put his hands, especially when Carmelo said, "Don't touch me." He had no reason to. He paid for it with his life. Carmelo, the reason I say he overreacted is because he's gonna pay for it with a big chunk of his life. I think it was a quick. I think it was a quick split snap. You know how people snap and you just go
Yeah.
off. He had it from the well, not the transcripts, but from the reports. They were saying that he said, "Hey, touch me and find out. Don't touch me. We fine. Whatever. Don't put your hands on me. I got something in my bag." He was implying that, and once he was touched, I don't know why Austin didn't believe him or whatever the case may be. I think he snapped, and looking at the video, man, he hit him. It was quick, like a back and forth, real quick, and he was gone. He was out of there. Maybe he felt like he was about to be jumped. Maybe he felt like I don't. Maybe he didn't feel like he was about to be jumped. He was like, "Hey man, I told him not to touch me," and that's exactly what he told. That's exactly what he told the police
Police
and I
officer.
and his maybe his coaches and everything. The problem with it is, I don't want to see the young man do that much time. And looking at the video, it looks like even I do believe it's murder. I do believe it's murder one. I don't believe it's manslaughter or anything like that. But first degree murder in that state ranges from 5 years to 99 years. From looking at that video, it looks like it was more on the lower end than the latter end because he was sitting there. We can't hear what's going on, but it looks like he was there first, even though he was in their tent. They came over, even though everybody says that he was the aggressor. I don't know what was going on, but from the video, it kind of looks like they just came over and kind of went to him. It didn't take long. It was less than a minute from the video I saw for the altercation to happen and for him to be gone. That seems to me that there was probably Austin that was initiating the conflict, but I'm not sure because all the testimony was saying that he was in the kind of wreaking havoc for a minute. So I don't know. But I do feel you on the fact that he said, "Don't touch me." I felt Carmelo when he was crying. He was like, he put
Yeah.
his hands on me. I told him not to. He
My
put
boy
his
hit
hands
that soprano
on
on
me.
him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, I felt him on that because listening to people say he said that is
Yeah.
different than actually hearing it yourself. And we have young boys.
Right.
So you kind of put yourself in the position of being a young boy and putting yourself in a position of having a young boy. And I also put myself in a position of Austin not probably thinking, even though he was dead wrong for putting his hands on him, not thinking that, man, this man about to stab me for putting his hand. I mean, it was just so quick. It was bad on both ends.
You
I
gotta
I
go, you really gotta go further than that. And that's where I come from with when I say you gotta watch the people that say, oh, he overreacted. And I mean that sincerely. I mean that because
repeat what you said. It kind of glitched out a little bit,
when I
so I
say
want to make sure that
you
everybody
gotta
hear what you said.
watch, you gotta watch those people that say Carmelo overreacted. And I mean that.
Okay, why do you
That's
say that?
that's not something that we need to be teaching um our children. That's not because where do we draw the line at? Now, say my wife is out, right? At the grocery store, out shopping, just out getting gas, wherever. And someone walks up to her and she says, and they say, hey, you need to whatever they say.
Mhm.
And then they decide they want to put their hands on her. And she brushes off the first one, right? And says, hey, don't touch me. And then here they come again. Now there's two opportunities to where they get to touch her. When does she get to say, okay, now I gotta take this person's life before they take my life? How many stories have ended with, oh, she was walking to the grocery store and this happened. You see on camera this struggle, right?
Mhm.
And now one person is dead because they had to say, oh, what happens if I defend myself? You give the
Yeah,
advantage. You give the advantage to the attacker. I got to think twice about how I defend myself. Where we draw? Where's the line at now?
yeah, I think it's not black and white. I get
There
what
you
you're
go.
saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying. And I had this conversation with somebody, with one of the guys I was talking to. He was like, the law should be black and white. So I look at the law and we're just talking about the law, not how you feel and not morals
Right.
and values. So with the law, they take everything into consideration. So let's just go with the situation you just said, the scenario you said. a woman is going to get the benefit of the doubt, I think, in my opinion, especially if they're out somewhere in public.
Okay, let's take the
It's
woman out of the equation. We ain't gotta go down that tangent. Let's just talk
okay.
about a child then.
A child, like, in what
Let's talk
situation?
about a child. Let's talk about two children. Let's talk about bullies. Let's talk about how things build up over time. In that snap moment, guess what? We don't know the relationship or the concept. So we don't know if something's built over time. We don't know if something's at random
Hmm.
between two children. At this point, it happens with children. Children are out here killing each other, shooting each other, stabbing each other,
Definitely.
shooting up the schoolhouse,
Right.
taking out everybody instead of just taking out that one that touched them.
I got you.
Let's talk about the teachers that's out here touching these children because the child can't say, "Hey, I told him not to touch me." Now I take, and then once the court comes, I'm saying one thing, but the only thing that matters is I told him not to touch me.
Yeah, you're right. I look at the touch part is across the board. But when you look at situations, it's different. So if you say a teacher touching a student, how would they
But
be
there's
touching the
where,
student?
but that's where the confusion in the message is, right? Because
Hmm.
like you just said, oh, we got to think twice about the situation that I agree with whoever said it should be black and white. It
Yeah,
should
I
be
agree with I
straight.
agree with it too. I agree with
Yeah,
that too. The- But it's when you look, the law is just not like that. So that's
in a
I look
way,
at
in a way it is. In a
okay,
way it is.
okay, give me an example.
In that split moment, in that split moment, you take whatever action you're gonna take, and then the law is gonna work it out. You're gonna go to court, right? Then they're gonna
Right,
break down the situation, right?
right.
They're gonna talk to the people around you. They're gonna look at the surveillance. There's gonna be evidence, right? There's gonna be witness statements. You're gonna get to tell what happened on your side of the story. And then when you go before those 12 jurors, if you get to go before the 12 jurors, because if you don't touch me and then react, you could just be getting carried and buried,
You're
right? Because
absolutely
it could
right.
have went it could have went the other way. We could be talking about Austin Metcalf. He killed Carmelo Anthony, or they jumped him. There's a case right now, and it's blurry in my mind, but there was a black boy, and that white boy has four white boys or something like that are going to trial right now over because they jumped the black boy. And I saw the video. They had the man in the headlock, and look it up. You can find it. I know you got all that technology over there,
Man,
but
I got the internet like everybody else. That's it.
yeah, well, look that up. Look up that
Yeah.
video, right? And then tell me what you think
Do
about
you
the
know where it
law.
was? Do you know what state it was
Ah,
in?
man.
Can't think about it right now. I got you. I got you. I definitely look it up because, like I said, me and my guys and the young ladies that I'm in my conversation station with, man, we literally do this type of stuff all the time. So, and a lot of times we don't agree. We try to find some overlap and some common ground, but most of the time, man, we don't agree. But it's good for the conversation is good because there's a lot of different nuances in these situations and these cases where you can kind of see why a case went one way and not the other. You know what I mean? Oh man, you still there? Kind of froze up on me. Hey, if you can hear me, you may have to.
No, I'm still here. I
I
was
got
trying to see
I
if I
got.
could find that
Oh, okay. So
video.
you was looking on your phone. Gotcha.
Yeah. But just going back to that don't touch me and the law being black and white. You're gonna get judged, right? You're gonna go
Mhm.
through the process, right? So let the process
Definitely.
be the process. but don't. And even with Carmelo Anthony, there's still a process, right?
Yeah.
I wanted they took him and hung him up, but he's gonna go through that process. Now, let's say Austin had ended away, and we burying Carmelo, and Austin says, "Well, I told him to get out the tent, and he didn't get out the tent. So we did this. Then what?
Yeah, I've had
Then
that
what?
conversation.
What y'all gonna
I
what y'all gonna say then?
yeah,
Hmm?
I've
You
had
gonna
that
say,
that
oh, he
same
killed that?
conversation.
Yeah, he killed that black boy. Just because that's what they're gonna do. The Black Lives Matter people. He killed that black boy. He did this and he did that, and now we mad because he did this. So I guess
Yeah.
for me, it's like, hey, you Black Power people, pick a commercial. Pick a commercial. Pick one. Pick one. I mean, you raise the money off of it either way. You want to have your cake and then you want to eat it at the same time. So,
So yeah, let me ask you this. So
oh man,
have you been? I mean, just going off of that because some of the stuff that I seen, and for everybody watching, man, Ralph get live on his statuses on over there on social media, especially Facebook. So when I'm reading your statuses, right, your post,
right?
I'm wondering what your algorithm look like because I'm like I'm not seeing all this
Oh,
stuff that you saying. So when
oh
I
man,
say when I respond and I say something like, man, who's saying that? And you like, man, you saying it. I'm like, I'm not saying it. So I don't feel like I'm saying it. But I know everybody algorithm is different because when I talk to my partner, he's telling me a lot of stuff that I don't see. So I'm like, I understand where you coming from now. I'm just not seeing it. I guess,
man, you
okay.
gotta you gotta dive, you gotta dive a little bit deeper.
He say he on
Dive,
TikTok a lot. You
man.
know what I
That
mean?
TikTok, you get on that True Social over there. That's really if
Yeah,
you
see, I
talking
ain't on that.
about if you're talking about where the pulse, because I feel like social media is really it's everybody's opinion. Um, you got a lot of opinions thrown into a bucket, and then you throw in the fact that you can be anonymous, right? You can hide behind a screen, right?
Right.
You throw that in the bucket. Then you start throwing money on top of your opinion. You put that in a bucket, and then you stir it all up, and you get a whole bunch of chaos. And you can make a whole lot of money. I call it chaos currency. Make a whole lot of
I
money
like
off of it.
I like that. I never heard that before, man. You might need to coin that.
Yeah, I did long time ago. You hashtag it. You can hashtag
Oh,
chaos currency, and it's a real thing, and that is how um the markets get manipulated. And that's one thing that this current administration that we're in, a lot of people say, "Oh, this guy's an idiot. He's a fool." No, he's not. Actually, he's very very smart because of the money you can make off of just chaos, just pure chaos, right? If
yeah.
everybody's going crazy and everybody's worried about the next major event, this next major event, what are they doing? They're spending money to protect against this and this and this and this. You're making money off of chaos.
I see it too. I see it happen.
Yeah, and that's what social media is. That's why you get these uh Lord, black activists. That's where you get them, and they're making money off of. They would have made more money off of Austin killing Carmelo than they are making off of Carmelo actually following the principles of the people that they say they follow when they go out here on their Juneteenth and they oh
Yeah,
they
yeah, I
do
gotta
their
see that. I
they do
I gotta
their
come across that
emancipation.
stuff.
proclamation. They stand on Black Power, and they going out to the courthouse, and they saying that this person is in charge of the jail, and the Randall Woodford ain't doing this, and then Barack Obama ain't doing. Oh man, Barack Obama ain't doing this.
So those
Man,
those those aren't the people that's saying that Carmelo was right and they're
yeah,
like backing him
man. These are all the same. These are all the same people that are. It would have went. They would have stood. However it would have happened, they would have came on the opposite side of logic.
to
Yeah,
to look to push a narrative basically.
to
So
not
then
just
people
push a narrative, but just to create content and create confusion. Like the ones that get up and they stand behind. They get out here and they defend Trump. They know that's easy bait.
and I think that's a problem that I have because I've had I've had social media or content creation consultations, right? And most people say, man, you just got to pick a side and stay on it. And that's how you move the needle. But that's just, it's just not me. I look at logic. I try not to put my feelings in it unless I have to. And what that does is keep me kind of down the middle, which is not good for I guess causing what did you call it? Chaotic currency.
Chaos, chaos currency.
Yeah. I can't create that with being down the middle. You know what I mean? So
You
sometimes I
can, you can though. You can. You just have to play in the. You have to play in the gray area, right? You have to pull the logic when
I
you
mean
see
that's what I do.
something. When you see something, but when you pull the logic, you got to be able to flip it back and then make the person that you're talking to see it, and then make them defend it, right? So if you say Carmelo Anthony was wrong in his reaction to Austin Metcalf uh touching him, you say really he was wrong. Okay. So what would you do if someone touched you? Oh,
Hey,
I knock their hand off, or I touch them back. Okay. So when you touch them back, stab you, then what?
man, I can't say that because I don't disagree. Like I said, with I've been in his situation before without, when I was
Have
younger,
you? You
I
haven't you've killed,
no, no,
you
no,
had
no, no,
to
no, no, no,
kill.
no, not that, not that. I'm just saying, I've had a weapon and I used the weapon without intending to use it because I just snapped. You know what I mean? Just younger. Nowhere near to the severity of what he did. But I kind of put myself as a young kid in his position because it was something that just happened. So I do person, hey, don't it's over with. Don't touch me. I'm done. And they kept going. And I grabbed some. You know how your parents teach you, hey, grab some and knock their ass out. So
Right.
I had it, but I didn't want. I feel like Carmelo Anthony did not want Austin Metcalf to touch him, even though he had a weapon. He didn't want him to touch him. But once it happened, he snapped in a split second, and now he got to suffer the consequences to his actions. Although that wasn't something that he wanted to do. And with that being said, looking at the evidence in the video and the testimony and the jury verdict and the jury sentencing, which I don't agree with them having a jury to sentence them when they could have had the judge to sentence them, but that's neither here nor there. That's like Monday morning quarterbacking. I do understand how that can happen. So I'm on the side of don't touch me. 100%. But I had to suffer the consequences for what I did. And after I did it, I realized it. But at that point, it's like, okay, now it's time to suffer the consequences. Definitely wasn't killing nobody. You know what I mean? I don't want anybody watching this to think that's what it was. But it was
No,
something where I had, I had to defend myself in a way where if I can replay that and take it back, I wouldn't have done it. I
when
wouldn't
I
have done it that
say
way.
when I say in that situation where you felt like you had to kill, whether it
I
was
never
your
been in that situation.
intention to kill or not, right? Because we have what? Fight or flight.
Exactly.
That's 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 not nothing that comes from the law. That is human nature. Came into us by our creator. Okay. And in that situation, his fight or flight was, hey, we don't know what his intention was because we don't know the level of fear that was on him. The video
Yeah,
I saw, man, those guys come around, they walk around that track, and this is where people and their perceptions, and then how we watch videos, and then how the media shows videos, right? When they add the music behind it, and they slow it down or they speed it up, and they make it just right before they put it out onto social media. So they drop it into that bucket of money where all these content creators can get on there and make these grand speeches and
hmm
and
yeah,
launch
you could.
points and counterpoints and get out here and say, no, man, Donald Trump is the right person for us, and this is how we need to be, and I'm a MAGA and I'm all this. You see, those people, right?
Right.
Their opinion may be totally opposite, but I can make some money off of being what's the word? Provocative,
I get that. I
right?
man,
I
hey,
can get out here and be provocative. I can make all this money. And they learning how to do it from Donald Trump and his administration. He is a genius at it.
yeah,
Chaos
genius. Yeah.
currency. And
Chaos current.
he's doing it on a global scale, right? He's doing it globally. That is for buying. He's trying to buy continents, and he's just
Hey
stirring up
man,
the
hey,
world.
yeah, man, that man. Yeah. I mean,
And we
he'll
down here are concerned about whether or not we're gonna let someone touch us. Be you better you better follow the principles of Brother Malcolm. Be courteous, be polite, follow the law, like they say. But if someone puts their hands on you, send them to the cemetery. And Carmelo Anthony followed all the principles. This is what we should be proud of. This is what we should be standing on, right? Because he followed all the principles. We watched the whole video. I don't know if everybody's seen the rest. I was very proud of that young man. I was. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. My name is Carmelo Anthony,
yeah,
Karme,
I saw
spelled
it.
it out for him.
I saw it.
He said, I'm not alleged. I did it. I told him not to touch me.
And he put his hands on me. I told him not to.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to. I was very proud. That's what we should be. That's what we should be. We should be standing tall, right? Behind Carmelo. When he walks into that, we know how things work. That man is well protected in wherever facility he lands in. He's well protected. The real people have him. He's fine. We should be supporting that family, and we should be proud. We should be proud of him, not for him killing Austin Metcalf, and that's where they're making their money off of, right?
hmm
Brother Malcolm didn't say if someone of the other race, if a white person puts his hands on you, send him to the cemetery, or if a black person puts his hands on you, send him to, or a Mexican person, or this person of this and this person of that. He said if anyone,
Anybody.
anyone puts their hands on you, send them to the cemetery.
Right on. That's what he said. That's what he said, man. So you just got to know there's always consequences to your actions. Like I
Always
said, Austin,
consequences.
yeah, and Austin paid the ultimate
Yes, he
because
did.
he should not have put his hands on him. He should have been taught not to. I can't say if he was or if he wasn't, but for us in our community, we're taught not to put your hands on somebody. But you get to school, things happen or whatever, and it could be 9 times out of 10 it doesn't go that far. But that one time that it go that far, you gonna
It
suffer
only
the
takes
consequences for your
it only
actions.
takes the one time. And
You know,
I watched that dad and even leaning on the side of he was emotional with the watermelon felon and all the jokes and speaking of chaos currency, Charleston White, he's one that he's good. He managed to um get his dollar bills out of it
yeah,
to
he
the
that's what he
point
do.
where but when he is serious, and a lot of times I feel like he's very serious, probably 98% of the time, and a lot of people just missing
In
the
agreement.
message.
In
Yeah,
agreement, yeah. I mean, he definitely has his points, but it's hard to tell when he's serious and when he's not. But
yeah,
you can
because
take
you can't put a crown on the clown.
man, you coming with it, boy. I ain't know I ain't heard that one either. Oh man. Crown on the clown. But hey man, I'm gonna give you the final words, man, so we can wrap it up, man. And
Yeah.
uh I'm just gonna pass it to you. I know you just kinda gave your last soliloquy, but anything else you got to say before we go ahead and wrap it up, my brother? And I appreciate you again. I appreciate you coming on, and I need you on again, man. We got to keep this going. I, I, I definitely respect you. I definitely respect your point of view. I know you're an upstanding guy. I've been knowing you since you was a kid. I got a story that we'll talk about offline, man. That you probably don't
All
even
right.
remember from Rutledge. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Man, shout out to Rutledge. Hey,
Rutledge
shout
Middle
out
School,
to
man.
Rutledge, man. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah, yeah. Keep fighting the good fight. Everybody's football season's coming up. Pleasant Grove, man, y'all better lock in. I still got a couple slots, and when I say a couple, I mean a couple slots. I'm getting locked and loaded over there. So that's it, man. Everybody just keep fighting a good fight. Keep waking up tomorrow and be thankful for the wake up and let everything else take care of itself. Worrying about what happens at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock don't do nothing for you at 7 o'clock. So be smooth and float through life. And remember, God is in control.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Mentality Fleet, man. Until next time, until the next video, we out. Peace.